Good morning, YouTube land. Coming to you, Bearded Nomad Van Life, Bearded Nomad Relic Hunting. But we're not doing no relic hunting right now because it's cold, the ground's frozen, and yeah. So this is Van Life today, coming to you. I've been up since yesterday. Didn't really sleep that much. So actually I've been up for like almost 2 days now, pretty much. Woo, yeah, well, but currently on my way to my storage facility, and gonna tear apart the passenger front of the van here to put in a new Chinese diesel heater. I've been in van life 4 years now. Had the diesel heater in here from the very first winter, and the first heater lasted 2 winters, and then the glow plug crapped out, and I replaced the glow plug, and it lasted me the rest of the winter. But then at the end of the winter, it started making all kinds of noises with the fan. It was noisy. The bearing, I guess, was going bad, so I bought a new unit, and all I did was swap out the unit. I left the original fuel pump, fuel filter, fuel line, used the original exhaust and air intake, and got another 2. Now we're here like a winter and a half, almost 2 winters out of that heater. The heater itself, I'm thinking, is actually fine. But I started having a little issue where the heater would just shut off and give me code E8, which is lack of fuel. And then I would pull the fuse, put the fuse back in so I could clear the code, then prime it, turn it back on. Sometimes it would fire right back up and run fine. Sometimes it would shut back off E8, so I'd pull the fuse, put the fuse in, prime it longer, and then fire it up, and then it would work. And it did that like 3 times. And the last time was right before this big cold snap that we had. And heater was running perfectly fine. Worked great through the cold snap. We had a little warm up here, but it was still chilly. So I left the heater running. And well, Tuesday morning, I dozed off for a nap and woke up to the heater not running. So I tried priming, went to start it, and the glow plug would come on and the fan would be on, but it wouldn't actually start burning. It just, the internal temperature stayed at 12 degrees Celsius, and it would kick back off E8. So last night, I got underneath the van and that storage and put down some cardboard and crawled under there. Come to find out, my exhaust pipe, where it was sitting against the frame, has a hole in the exhaust pipe on the heater, and the air intake and the exhaust both were covered in diesel fuel. And a whole bunch of the frame was covered in diesel fuel. So I got up and I turned it on and I crawled back under to see where the diesel fuel was coming from. And while it's attempting to try to fire, all I'm hearing is a gurgling sound coming from the air intake. And then diesel fuel started pouring out of the gurgling out of the exhaust, the hole right there where it's against the frame. So I Googled that situation, and it says that there's maybe either the fuel pump is bad and it's pushing too much fuel, or there's a leak in the air in the fuel line and it's creating a vacuum, which is going to push diesel fuel back into the air intake, and whatnot. So, and it also said it could possibly be the fuel filter. fuel filter actually looks really good. For 4 years, the screen looks clean. There's only one side, the bottom side, has some dirt on the plastic, but the rest of it looks clean and open. So I had already ordered a new diesel heater probably about a month or so ago, and I was hoping to be able to replace everything. I got the whole new kit and caboodle kit like last time. So now I have 2 fuel tanks, brand new. I have 2 fuel pumps, 2 fuel filters, 2 sets of fuel line, and all the goodies to go along and everything. I got the complete kit. But today we're actually going to replace everything except the fuel tank. Since the fuel tanks don't come with a petcock in the tank to hook the fuel line to, the first one that I did, I had a friend of mine at the time, a guy I went to school with, who ended up where he, I guess at a shop or wherever he worked, he was able to turn a big bolt and a nut into a fuel petcock for me. I don't even remember how I actually got it in there, and then, I put a hanger through the hole, fished it down through and got it in the hole, and then the nut went on the outside, but I JB welded the whole thing so that way it wouldn't leak, and that's still holding up great. So since the new fuel tanks don't have a petcock, and I don't have time to be going and trying to find a petcock to buy, or I was looking at the ones that would go in the top. You just make a hole in the top of the tank, and then the metal line goes down into the tank. But that would require the fuel pump to suck the fuel up and around and down, and I don't want that sticking up out the top because I have it where I have it mounted. That just doesn't. It's not a feasible idea. Feasible option for me. So we're gonna continue to use the original tank, even though the lid doesn't screw on and stop tight, because even though it's meant for diesel fuel, they didn't use the proper materials all the way, because it seems like the diesel fuel is eating away at the blue cap that comes on the tank. So it screws on, and then it just gets to where it should go tight, but then it just comes round and round. But I wrap a rag around it anyway in case of any, because the little breather thing that's supposed to keep liquid from coming out, the diesel fuel eats away the glue that they glue those into the lid with, and they're in the bottom of my fuel tank. So if I fill it all the way full and then drive, it'll splash out the breather hole. So I put a rag around it to suck that up so it doesn't make a mess down inside my van. So that's where we're at now, because I don't have no heater. I mean, I have my little Mr. Buddy. I didn't stayed awake all night because I didn't want to not get up today. I used the Mr. Buddy before and didn't have no problems. I'm not worried about carbon monoxide poisoning or anything like that, because I opened my roof vent, plenty of airflow. This van is not airtight by any means, far from it. So I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about not waking up and sleeping my day away, because I've been up so much the last week and haven't slept well at all. Well, I haven't slept well for months, years. It just keeps getting worse and worse. The insomnia, the RLS, the sciatic nerve in my buttocks, it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Now I've been having swelling in my feet and ankles. Used to never have that, but apparently the heart issue, it's getting worse, because now I start having swelling issues. So, oh well. What you gonna do, Ain't nothing they can do about it, so I'm stuck living with it. But anywho, yeah. So I'm heading to storage. really wish I could find my one-piece insulated coveralls. I know it's in a tote somewhere, or a box. But trying to dig through all that stuff's going to be a total royal pain because my storage is so filled with all the stuff that from when I did the AC installation and the battery bank installation for the AC unit, and then the motorcycle's in there. So I'm going to try to find it. I don't know if I'm going to. If not, it's going to be a very chilly day working on this project. But hopefully it goes smoothly. It's going to be a pain though because I got to take a bunch of stuff out. I got to take the seat out. I got to take my center cabinet thing here that somebody got me a long time ago, and well, I don't want to think about her anymore. That's a sore subject. We all know, most of you probably figure out who that was. She's the one and the reason why I've been a total mess since last March. So, anywhoozy. But the monster created is taking over, so it's not as bad as it was. But now I got this monster, the new me to deal with, the one that doesn't trust. So, anywho, but yeah, so almost to the storage unit, and maybe I'll try to get some video if I'm not freezing too bad. If I happen to somehow be able to stay warm, find my coveralls, then I'll be able to, if I can stay warm, I might do some video of the heater install. But if not, probably not going to do video, and we'll see what happens. Oh goodness, here it comes. No, not tired. No, not tired. Not tired. Mean being monster Java. Wakey, eggs and bakey. No, not yet. Eggs and bakey will be later when I get it done. That'll be my. I'll go get breakfast somewhere. That'll be my reward if this goes well and the heater works. Should. I mean, these Chinese diesel heaters, actually, I can't complain. Even like I said, the first one, 2 winters, and then the fan started making noise after I had to replace the the glow plug. I did order a rebuild kit, which is in my storage somewhere, along with the original first heater, so that hopefully come springtime, I'm going to go through my storage and get stuff organized a little bit better. And then I'll be able to rebuild the first heater. And I might have to see about trying to find the fan bearing or whatever when I take it apart. And then I'll have this heater that's coming out today. That heater technically is pretty, it's all right. It's working. The heater itself is works fine. I don't believe it's the heater that's the issue for this shutting off E8. I think it's the fuel pump because of the hole in the exhaust, and there might be a hole in the air intake more than just at the end. And because it's got the fuel in it now and it's gurgling, I think that has to do with railroad tracks. I have a feeling that has to do with what's causing the error code and the shutdown. So that heater's probably okay. I'll probably just buy a rebuild kit, another one. I'll order another one on Amazon, and I'll be able to rebuild that heater as well. Clean it, take it apart, clean it if it needs it. I do want to take those both apart this spring. That way I can see how clean they are burning with the way I burn, with the way I use them. Because I normally just keep it on the lowest setting and let it run, occasionally turning it up. Those real cold snaps we had where it got down into the single digits, I had to run it at, H2, H3, H4, just to, heat up the van a little bit more. But for the most part, I just run the heater on its lowest setting and it'll roast me out of the back of the van. So I'm curious to see how clean they are inside, because everybody claims that if you don't run them hot, they run dirty. And so come springtime, we'll have a video on that when I take them apart. We'll see how they look. But yeah, so here we are. We're at storage. Okie dokie. So I will catch you all soon. Hopefully, if I find my coveralls, I may video the install of the new heater. But that's to be determined if I find my coveralls. So catch you on the other side, no matter which way it goes at the end. If I have to, once the heater's running, I'm in the van warm, I'll do some video of maybe. But if not, thanks for watching. Remember, fight for love, not hate. Y'all fight for love, not hate. Me, well, I fight for love, not hate when it comes to aspects, but there's a aspect of love that I don't care for anymore. So, but anywho's, don't want to get that in my head. No. Get that out of there. Got work to do. So I will catch you all later. Thanks for watching. Peace.